Hey everyone, this is Jairo Morales from The Grind Fitness and welcome to my channel. On this channel, you're going to learn how to take care of your body while we do this wonderful sport called jiu-jitsu. Everything from joint strength training classes to mobility classes, as well as yoga and many other professionals to teach you what is the best path for you and your jiu-jitsu journey. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You know what to do. Share this with somebody if you think this might help the community to be able to take care of their body for their journey on jiu-jitsu. Oos guys, hope to see you on the mat.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another Recovery Sunday, Wellness for Jiu-Jitsu. My name is Tyler Rentz, Submission Yogi, and we have another free class, donation-based class that we're doing this week. And we're doing less of a class this week and a little bit more of a workshop. So in the laboratory, workshopping on specifically how to improve your jiu-jitsu, some specific areas of your jiu-jitsu with yoga poses. So that's what we've been about, but we're just going to bring it to you in a little bit of a different way today so that you're going to be able to learn some techniques for some specific areas of jiu-jitsu where you can we got 3 poses per area. I got 5 different areas for you to look at and 3 different poses for each one that's going to give you some tools to improve that area of your jiu-jitsu specifically. So first one is... Oops. So the first thing we're looking at is, can you diamond guard? Now, diamond guard is the idea of bringing your knees to your elbows, especially when you're on your back, making this diamond position here. But it's not just that. It's also, everyone can do this, but it gets more difficult as we try to bring those knees closer to the shoulders. So we're going to do a great pose here. This is more recovery style yoga. So we're looking to relax into these poses, spend some time in these poses, and develop flexibility and range of motion in these poses. So we got to also work on strengthening these range of motion as well. But in order to increase our range of motion, we need to relax the nervous system. And if you can see, I'm going into child's pose here. So this is kind of like a turtle in jiu-jitsu, but the knees are wide and the big toes are touching. Hands start to walk forward, leading with the chest. See if you can get the forehead to the mat. If your hips start to lift, walk back a little bit so you can try to make some connection here. You can use blocks. I've got some behind me, but you can use those underneath your butt just to be able to relax into this child's pose. Head comes down, forehead to the mat, and breathe. Try to relax your face, relax your feet, relax your hands, arms, shoulders. And if those areas can relax, then maybe the hips can start to relax. It's normally the area where we feel the most tension. So just try to spend some time here breathing and relaxing and allowing the hips to open. Another option for the shoulders is to bring the arms alongside of the body, rest the forehead on the mat, make little adjustments so that you feel you can relax and be comfortable here for another 5 breaths. Take one nice, long, big, deep breath. Slowly press yourself up out of that pose. And I'll tell you, spend as much time there as possible. 5-10 breaths. That's nothing. You can do a lot more. The next place we're going to go to is our wide-angled forward fold. So get comfortable sitting. Straighten your legs. Bring them out to an angle that you feel some tightness in your hips. You're starting to feel a little bit of engagement. Don't push it too much so you're too intense here, because we want to be able to lean forward just a little bit as much as is flexible for you. We're opening up the hips and stretching the back of the legs here. It's really important to be able to bring those knees towards the shoulders, not rounding too much in the spine right away, but leading with the chest, hinging at the hips, maybe draw the toes back towards you just a little bit for some engagement so that you fold with nice, straight, strong legs. And then once you get to a point where you feel some resistance, take some breaths, try to relax. Get rid of any unnecessary tension, any unnecessary force. Your head can hang, you can round a little bit in the spine. Avoid tugging too hard on your lower back here. Give you guys a different angle. Breathe, relax in this pose. This is another one you can spend lots of time in, 5-10 minutes even. That's how we're going to develop flexibility, letting the nervous system relax, stretching the fascia, connective tissues. One last big deep breath. Come out of that nice and slow. 2 down. Last one of my favorites. This is a recline pose, so work your way onto your back. Straighten one leg, strong, long on the mat, and hug your other knee in towards you. We call this one wind removing pose because you're compressing the stomach, drawing that knee towards if you're hugging your right knee, it comes towards your right shoulder, interlaced fingers behind the knee or thigh if you're a little less flexible. And then relaxing everything on the mat so that the arms are relaxed and weighing on the leg. Leg straightens and then relaxes. Shoulder blades have good connection to the mat. And breathe and just let your hip compress. If you're not feeling enough sensation here, you can take it a little step further and reach all the way. Same leg that you're stretching, same arm. Elbow crease to knee, maybe a gable grip. Super flexible, full rear naked choke here, hug your knee. Get a lot of compression in that hip. Avoiding stress, breathing and relaxing. Spend lots of time in this pose. We're going to switch sides, so take your time. Hug both knees in and straighten your opposite leg. And give that knee a nice hug to the point where you feel some good stretch, good sensation in the left hip, back of the left leg. Remember, we're working on our diamond position, so this is bringing our knee towards our shoulder. You don't need to round up and stay tight here. Just spending time in this stretch and letting gravity do the work. Make little adjustments, explore those grip options. And once you're ready, spend as much time here as you have available to you. Take another nice big deep breath. Let it go. Nice work, guys. So those are 3 yoga poses that we can use to improve our diamond guard. So can you diamond guard? Do these 3 poses. Improve. Next one we got, guys. Do you struggle to stay on top? We got 3 yoga poses to help movement and balance in top position. So these 3 poses: side plank, squat, and crow. Follow along here. First one, we're going to start in a regular old plank. If your hips are high, try to bring them down so you're in a nice line. Straighten your knees. Press your shoulder blades down. Spread your fingers, big, wide hands. Feel strong here. And then we're going to side plank. So if I'm going to my right heel drops down. I stack my feet and then open left arm up to the sky, really strong in the bottom arm, pressing away from the mat. Keep those hips lifted, no sagging down. Breathe in this position. It's a partial arm balance, also a core exercise. Really important things for balancing and staying in top position. Nice to take about 5 breaths here if you can. And then let's switch it up. Go back to plank, left side, even it out. Press the left hand, make it big. Left heel down, stack your feet, right arm to the sky. No worries if you fall. Find your steadiness and breathe, focus. Back to center. Nice work, guys. Next one, we're moving to a squat. So walk your feet to a place where your toes are turned out a little bit. I'll turn so you can see me. Toes are out. Feet are a little bit wider than my hips. Find that place, hands on the mat, and then drop your butt down. It's okay if your heels lift here, but work on sinking the weight back. Once you're down, sit up nice and straight. We can spend time just chilling in this deep squat, elbows inside of knees to open up the hips a little bit. Or if we really want to improve some of that balance and movement in top position, it's nice to wiggle around side to side, lift your toes, lift your ankles, lift your heels. Get comfortable here. When you're squatted, your center of gravity is really low, so it's a good thing to be able to do to help you maintain that top position. Spend time in the squat, deep squat. Third pose, crow pose. We're already in a deep squat. Let's go right to crow pose. Arms on the insides of your legs. Squeeze your legs into your arms, make a strong connection. Big hands on the mat, about shoulder width apart. Lean forward, come up on your toes. Start walking towards your hands. Make your arms as straight as possible, or bend them if you need some space to rest. If you can straighten them all the way and just squeeze your knees together, come up onto one toe, maybe lift one foot, maybe lift the other one. See if you can balance. It helps to look forward, helps to look at one specific spot. See how straight you can get your arms, squeeze your knees, squeeze your core. Crow pose. Do this one, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Give it 2 or 3 tries. We'll go again. Our feet are in that squat position, toes turned out a little bit. Knees squeeze into triceps. Triceps push back into knees. Hands plant, shoulder width apart. Walk forward, come up on your toes. Keep walking forward until you feel you can lift one set of toes. Lift the other one. Lift them both. Bring your big toes to touch. Look forward, straighten your arms. You got it. Nice work, guys. 3 poses to help you stay on top. Next one. Sorry, a little tired from that one. Do you struggle to invert? Many of us do. We got 3 yoga poses for you to help you get upside down. Bridge pose, boat pose, and plow pose. So first pose, lying on our backs, feet close to your butt, and we're bridging, something we do all the time in jiu-jitsu, lifting your hips, coming up onto your shoulder blades. This helps us to develop strong muscles in our core, as well as help to put pressure into our shoulders. It's kind of the first step to inverting. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you. We can go a step further. Check in with where your fingers are in relationship to your feet. Maybe you can grab your ankles and have a connection to lift your hips a little higher. Keep your head looking straight ahead. Lift those hips as high as you can. The third level, I might embarrass myself a little bit here. Call it the full wheel pose sometimes. It's a full bridge, turning your fingertips to face your feet. Feet are in a good position. Hips lift. Come up onto your head for a second and see how straight you can get your arms. Ooh. Slowly come back down after a breath or two. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Next one we got, boat pose. We're gonna keep working. Rock and roll yourself back up to a seat. Balancing on your butt here. Grabbing the back of your thighs. Sit up nice and straight. Lean back until your heels lift. Try to stay off the tailbone, more onto the sit bones on the front of your hips. Keep holding your knees if that's it. Remember, when we invert, we need our core muscles to get our hips up over our head. So we balance here and strengthen our core. Maybe the legs go straight. Boat pose. Breathe. Lift your chest. Lift your feet. Squeeze your core. Rest for a second. Small challenge, lift your hips, lift your feet. Back to a boat. Start with your leg grip. Lift your chest, bring it forward. Find your balance. Maybe straighten your arms, maybe straighten your legs. Keep breathing. Awesome job. Don't stop there. Do 4 more. Me, I'm moving on. Of course, if we got to invert, we need to get up on our shoulders. So in yoga, we've got shoulder stand and we've got plow pose. So as we lean back, we can start just by lifting our feet up. This is actually step 1, but I think we can all go a little bit further. So push your elbows into the mat so that your hips can lift. Use your core and your arms to lift your hips. Catch your hips with your hands. Support yourself. Wiggle around. Try to get yourself up onto your shoulders. Shoulder stand. We're walking our legs straight up in the air. A little bit more compression on the shoulders. It's a nice place to be. Try to keep your head straight and your weight off of your neck. Plow pose is the same thing, but the feet start to come overhead. Again, the intention is to be able to breathe and get comfortable here, upside down. Wherever you're at, it's okay. Just keep breathing. The more time you spend, the more easy it will become to get upside down. If it is easy for you to be upside down, try with your arms over your head. Maybe connect your hands to your feet. Maybe even come up onto your neck a little bit. Also, rocking side to side is a nice way to massage your shoulders. Most importantly, just spending time upside down is going to help you be upside down. Come on out of that nice and slow. Thanks a lot, guys. So if you struggle to invert, there's 3 poses for you. Next section, section number 4. Need a drink of water before this one. Is your guard trash? Well, I got 3 yoga poses for you to help make your guard better. First one is a basic one. We've probably all been here, but you can never spend enough time in a cobbler's pose. Lots of different styles for cobbler's pose, butterfly pose. We can do it with some movement, either hips forward and backwards, or maybe knees up and down. In yin yoga style, recovery, restorative yoga, We like to find an edge where we feel some stretch. I personally like to have a little bit of a distance between my hips and my feet. Some people can have their feet really close to their butts. Find something that feels all right for you. Explore. That's what yoga is about, learning to listen to your body. If you're going to lean forward, try leaning with a straight back first. Arms can press into the knees a little bit to get some hip opening. Search around, get comfortable here. Spend lots of time in this pose. Peel your feet open like a book. Just trying to encourage your hips to open, the knees to come closer to the ground. Best thing you can do to get super zen, meditate in this pose. Close your eyes, take some deep breathing, relax as much as you can, and just spend time here. If your lower back is pinched, not what we're looking for, come back out a little bit. Lead with your chest. Just find a little bit of an angle. If your lower back is fine, come as far forward as feels good for you. No stress, no strain. Enjoy that cobbler's pose. Pose number 2, if your guard is trash, this is something that can help you. We call it happy baby pose. Lying on our back, working on bringing the knees towards the shoulders, straightening the legs. Maybe we grab the shins with our arms. Maybe we can reach all the way to the outside of the feet, and then relax everything. Most importantly, your lower back should not be rounded up off the mat, so adjust your grip so that your lower back can remain nice and heavy, tailbone fully on the mat, and then you pull those knees towards your shoulders to stretch the hip joint. And again, we relax here and breathe and just let gravity and the structure of the pose open up the fascia and connective tissue. Find an edge of sensation, play around with it, try to relax and breathe. Awesome job, guys. You can't spend enough time in that pose as long as feels good for you. Okay, maybe top it out at like 10 minutes, but the more, the merrier. And the last one, we're going upside down because if you want to have a good guard, you got to be able to go upside down. So maybe a rock and roll on your spine, massage it, get ready. And when you're ready, balance on your shoulders. If you can't balance without some structure, that's no problem. Build yourself a little structure, elbows in the mat, hands to hips. Feel the compression in your belly, low back, shoulders. Try to relax and take deep breaths here in this plow pose. Upside down guard. Spend as much time upside down as you can to get more comfortable inverting, keeping your guard, recovering your guard. You can move around a little bit, massage your shoulders, Stay off the neck unless you're really comfortable putting weight on your neck. And if you're ready, rock and roll yourself out of that pose. And there you go. 3 poses for when your guard is trash. Work on these. It'll get better. Last but not least, as I'm a 10th planet brown belt, I gotta teach you guys, because so many of you can't play rubber guard. So we gotta be able to play rubber guard because it's the best high guard in the game. And we're gonna start with an obvious hip opener here. This is a figure 4 stretch. So your feet are on the mat in good alignment. Right ankle lifts up to the sky, hips lift, ankle to left thigh, sit your hips back down, figure 4 stretch. Adjust your hands and adjust your foot until you get that sweet spot of a stretch. Another good idea is to press the knee that you're stretching, the hip that you're stretching, press that knee away from your body. Sit up nice and straight. If you do feel pinching in the knee, it's a good idea to back off a bit here. Let's see how deep you can get into that hip with some sensation, and then try to relax and breathe. If it's super uncomfortable, back off. You want to find a place where you can tell yourself, yo, I'm all right here. I feel something for sure, but I'm just going to breathe into it. And you do that long enough, and you gain flexibility. We're going to stick with the right hip. Another version of the figure 4. Grabbing your thigh and rolling on your back. Slow and controlled if possible. Find your way onto your back. Interlace your fingers behind your thigh, behind your shin. Right ankle is on the left knee. Flex the right foot a little bit so it's not too lazy, and that helps to engage the knee so that when you pull and stretch the hip, the knee is strong and stable. Ideally, getting yourself situated so that you can relax everything from shoulders and arms to the hips and the feet, and gravity can do the work here. You're just breathing, relaxing, letting that hip open up. Recline figure 4. Next one we're going to, you can release that, maybe move your legs a little bit, and then bring your right leg over top of your left leg, kind of cross them like you're sitting like a girl at a bar with your legs crossed. If you can pull your knees apart, you can start to feel the stretch in the outer hips. This is an internal rotation for your hips. So find that stretch. You have an option to grab your feet here, hold on to your shins. You can even connect your hands and really hug yourself in. This is a reclined cow face pose. So a cow face stretch. Legs are crossed. Hips are internally rotating. Find something that feels nice for you, and then try to breathe and relax. If you want to play rubber guard, you got to have both internal and external rotation movement of our hips, which requires dexterity as well as flexibility. So we're spending time here working on the flexibility part. As you develop the flexibility, you also have to work on the mobility and dexterity, adding some strength and muscles to these ranges of motion. But the passive stretching is really nice for our nervous system to recover and be comfortable in these weird positions. So let the legs go. That's one you can spend a lot of time in. We don't got a lot of time. We're going to roll back up, even it out. Figure 4 stretch on the other side. Left ankle to the top of the left leg. Bend the right leg. Move yourself around. Adjust the hands. Adjust the foot. Find the spacing that feels good on your left hip. Press the knee away from you. Flex the left foot. Stretch the left hip. Take at least 5-10 deep breaths there. Enjoy this stretch. Spend lots of time here. Or if you want to make it even easier to stretch, lay on your back in the same position. Recline figure 4. Fingers interlace around the shin or the back of the thigh. Hug everything in. Flex the left foot to protect the left knee, to make it strong. And then relax shoulders on the mat. Relax your hips and tailbone. Relax your arms. And just let gravity and your breath help your hip to open up. Spend as much time as you possibly can there, 5-10 minutes, I would suggest. Next one we're staying on that left hip primarily by crossing it over top of the right leg. Cross as much as you can where you feel a pinching in the outer hips. This is internal rotation for both hips, but more the left side. We call it cow face or reclined cow face pose in yoga. You can interlace your fingers and just hug the knees towards your chest, or you can grab your ankles and feet if that feels good. Shins are okay too. Just get those shoulders relaxed, get the arms and hips relaxed as much as possible, and breathe into this pose. You have options to do some mobility stuff. This is a nice place to twist from this configuration. And twisting is another great thing for rubber guard, for any kind of guard, like pummeling. But we're working on internal rotation and just relaxing here in this reclining cow face. Hopefully somewhat intense hip stretch, but not too intense where you don't enjoy it. When you feel like you've had enough, take your time, move out of that pose. The last one I got for you is the ultimate ending relaxation hip opener. It's a Recline Cobblers. So we're laying super relaxed on the mat. Our feet come together, foot to foot, and the knees drop open. Play around with the space between your feet and your hips. If it's too intense on your hips, you can support yourself a little bit here and just giving yourself the time to let your hips open up with the weight of gravity. It's another great place to do some good heavy breathing, good deep breath work. Throw a hand on your belly, a hand on your chest, and just feel yourself breathing. Get into your body and see how relaxed you can become. The more relaxed you can become, the more your nervous system lets your body open up. Develop flexibility in the hips so that you can play rubber guard. Join the Dead Over Truth Society. Rubber Guardians. So that pose, the last one, spend 5-10 minutes in there. I would suggest give yourself the time to let your body open up, develop flexibility. Don't forget to work on your mobility too. But that's it for me. Submission Yogi, Don Lorenz. Thanks for joining the How to Improve Your Jiu-Jitsu with Yoga Workshop version 1. We're going to bring this to you again. I hope you guys liked it. Leave some comments below. Let us know what you think. Share it with a friend, someone who might like it. Drop us a donation. If this is worth a cup of coffee to you, we really appreciate everything you guys do. We love you. Until next time.